Hi, I'm Stephen Harris, Dean of Libraries at Northeastern Illinois University. And the book that I want to talk about for Banned Books Week has kind of a special meaning for me. In January of 1989, a college friend and I were visiting London. And as we were visiting various cultural sites and places, such as Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park, there were large protests taking place, and we didn't know what it was all about. And when we read the newspapers, we read that crowds of people were objecting to Salman Rushdie's novel, The Satanic Verses. It was viewed by many as an insult to Islam and blasphemy even. And it was only after we returned home from our trip that the religious leader in Iran, the Ayatollah Khomeini, issued a fatwa against Salman Rushdie and all of his editors and publishers, suggesting that Muslims should kill them without delay. I knew Rushdie's name at the time, but I don't think I had read any of his books. And of course, as the case with most censorship incidents, it piqued my interest, and I went ahead and I read The Satanic Verses. I also proceeded to read several other books by Salman Rushdie as well. But not only that, it stimulated my interest to read several books about Islam and Muslim culture generally. And so from that experience, I ended up knowing a lot more about Islam than I had before. After the fatwa, Rushdie lived for several years in hiding, though he continued to write and publish books. And there were many people in the literary community who spoke out in Rushdie's defense and against the fatwa. But there were also many public pronouncements about how Rushdie was arrogant and his book wasn't even very good anyway. Those points, I should point out, ought to be irrelevant to any society that values free expression of ideas. All expression is protected. The protection shouldn't change even if the book is poorly written. I don't think that applies to The Satanic Verses, which I think is a brilliant book that speaks about the lives of immigrants, especially immigrants from the East to the West, which is exactly what Rushdie is. The book also speaks eloquently about how we might build a society that takes the best of East and West and puts them together to make a better, more interesting world. I love this book, and I encourage you to read it as well. Thanks.